Welcome. I'm Jessica Jacobson, editor of Beverage Industry magazine, and I'm joined here today by Larry Levin, General Manager and Executive Vice President of Consumer Insights and Thought Leadership with IRI. Larry, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Jessica. It's great to be here.
Great. The new products that are going on in the CPG market are just taking such a wonderful turn, we see. And I was wondering, could you tell me what role do new products really play in the overall CPG market?
Sure. Well, really, Jessica, I think new products are the lifeblood of the CPG market because it shows that manufacturers are looking to consumers to understand what their unmet needs are, and they're fulfilling those unmet needs, whether it's around indulgence, like something like Chobani yogurt might have been, or whether it's around convenience, like K-Cups. It's all about really understanding what are the product niches that can fulfill an unmet need for consumers. And what's really important about that is it helps the manufacturers because it brings a new story to the marketplace. It's something new to tell consumers, we've got new products out here for you to try. It's also a great story from a retailer point of view because if I'm the retailer that's first to market with a new product, I can solidify a relationship I have with a shopper who may be coming in my doors anyway, but buys more product because I've got something new. It's also an acquisition opportunity because there's a lot of times a new product is a catalyst for a trip to a store I normally don't go to. So I'm going to go out of my way to go to a new retailer because that retailer has a product that I'm really interested in. The other thing that's really important about new products is it, again, changes the discussion in the marketplace. It gives an opportunity for consumers to tell their broad world through Facebook or through Twitter how they feel about new products. And oftentimes that can help propel the success of a new product, or it can act as an albatross. And it's really important that we, as manufacturers, pay attention to the communication that's being said in social media because we can leverage it to course correct, or we can leverage it to continue to send a message to consumers that we've got a product that is really special and really hitting the hearts and minds of consumers.
Great. And how would you say new products are addressing some of those overarching consumer trends that are taking place with consumers, and specifically with beverages?
I think, again, beverage manufacturers, like all CPG, have done a good job of listening to consumers and what they want. And beverages have evolved into a source of great products with antioxidants, with vitamins and minerals, with protein. So they've really been able to adapt their innovations to fulfill a need for consumers who are looking for beverages to serve a multitude of issues. Again, whether I'm looking to have better for me products or some indulgence, beverages have done a great job of listening. And you can walk down the aisle and you'll see smoothies that are focused both on having great antioxidants and protein. So again, it's serving a couple of real wishes. And at the same time, there's also an indulgent side where you've seen some great evolutions in new products in terms of fun alcoholic beverages, like Daly's pouches and the daiquiris that they've developed. You've got a frozen daiquiri that's really ready to make. It takes the guesswork out of getting something done, so it's easy to do and it's fun. It's fun for the consumer.
Yeah, definitely. Could you tell me what are some of the driving trends new products are tackling out there?
As we said before, it's really around health and wellness. Everybody is living longer. They want to make sure that they're eating the right products, but it's also around an element of convenience. So I want to have products that are very high in protein, have antioxidants, are rich in vitamins and minerals, products that are really good for me, but are also portable. Because more and more people are telling us they want a snack in their cars. 24% of the population now sees meals on the go as a typical way they consume. And in a lot of the research we're doing, I've kind of coined the term carfeteria. The car has gotten to be an extension of the dining room table because we're always busy. And so whether we're feeding ourselves or we're feeding our family, people are looking at convenient, easy to consume foods. And the manufacturers have done a great job. If you think about from a health and wellness point of view, you've got the explosion of Greek yogurt. You've got the explosion of protein products. And one of my favorite protein products from this year's Pacesetters, even though it's not on the beverage side, it's on the food side, it's Nature Valley protein bars. And if you go to the aisle, the word protein is blasted as if that's just the name of the product. The product's called protein. The font is almost as big as Nature Valley. And so it's really showing how General Mills listened to consumers and their passion for protein. And I think that's, to me, that's the best story out there on how a manufacturer's been able to communicate, we've listened to you, we know what benefits you want, and protein is certainly at the hallmark of that.
Great. And I know that at IRI you guys conduct your annual new product pace setters, which measures the success of both food and non-food and their success in the marketplace. From the beverage arena, what were some of the top products that you and your team found out there?
Certainly some of the big items that we found are really, all we do is we go on the treasure chest, but it's up to the manufacturers, the ones, and the consumers are the ones that help us do that, because the consumers voted with their hearts and minds. And we found some great winners, like bringing back nostalgia with iced coffee from International Delight in White Wave. I mean, there were a lot of people who thought, is it really a time to bring back iced coffee? Has iced coffee missed itself? But I think that International Delight was able to delight the market with an idea to bring a fun, easy to consume beverage back to the marketplace. And while they were first to market, now you've got other companies jumping on the bandwagon. Starbucks just launched 3 or 4 new SKUs of iced coffee. So iced coffee was certainly one that propelled some different needs of consumers and got into the marketplace. Another one is Monster Rockstar Energy, and that plays into the whole energy and rehab and recovery profile that Monster has. And that launch, while it may have been minimal in the main channels of grocery and club and mass like Walmart, it was really important in C-store. And that was one of the types of products that really achieved significant success because of its place in C-store. So a little bit over there, Dr. Pepper 10, Pepsi Next, a lot of those playing on lower sugar. So they're listening again to consumer needs, that they want good beverages, fun beverages, but they also are conscious of the amount of sugar they're taking in. They don't want something sugar-free, but they want something with a little bit of a sugar kick. Daily pouches, we talked about before. Again, I think it's a great way for people to take the guesswork out of making a daiquiri, because a lot of people might like daiquiris and margaritas and other mixes, but they might think that's really hard to make, and the manufacturer takes the guesswork out. And we've seen that is a real important element in a lot of new businesses, whether it's in beverages or it's in launches like P.F. Chang's and its frozen entrees, because we know people love Chinese food, but they don't have the confidence necessarily to make Chinese food. And so Unilever was able to take the guesswork out of making Chinese food the right way by just simply following some instructions. So I think that manufacturers have done a great job there. So it really just has some really great head turners in the beverage market. Started out, to me, with Talking Rain's Sparkling Ice. Sparkling Ice came to the market as a total unknown. $100 million in sales through all channels without C-store. And it was amazing because they weren't in C-store at all, and they were still able to get over $100 million. It was a unique profile because it was a beautiful package, long, streamlined package, lots of flavors. So it's played to our passion for variety as the spice of life. And what really intrigued me is that they were able to drive $100 million of sales on $120,000 in media. According to data that we get from Nielsen Media, 118,000 or so was spent on digital and a couple $1,000s on traditional media. So it really shows that when there is a new product launch that resonates with consumers, word of mouth is going to help build. And so one of the lessons from the success here is watching your Facebook page, watching your Twitter page, communicating to the world and listening to what the market is saying, because Talking Rain was really able to leverage the success of Sparkling Ice by word of mouth and by building distribution without having to have a lot of advertising support. It doesn't happen a lot, but it's one of the great stories. And then you have, staying with water, you've got Mio. And Mio came out from Kraft, and it filled a great niche, again, because I love my water, but I want to make it fun. And so Mio gave us an opportunity to make it fun, put the drops in that you like, flavor it the way you want, and also the option of an energy drink or not. And the great thing about that is it created a whole new market, because Kraft, as I understand, felt that while energy drinks like Red Bull really appeal to guys, that didn't necessarily have that same positioning with women, and so they thought Mio with an energy position tilted more at women was going to be successful, and I think that the energy part of Mio has also been quite successful, and Kraft was able to generate, well in excess of $125 million with 40% repeat rate. And we like to think anything over 30% repeat is doing really well. So Kraft was able to build great trial, a little over 8.5%, supported by the 40% repeat, and it really put together the formula for a great success. And then you look at Bud Light Platinum, okay, and Bud Light, remastered its process for Bud Light for the Platinum brand, and that drove another $162 million in the MULO view that we take. And what's really amazing there is for Anheuser-Busch, it emphasizes the importance of C-store, because Anheuser-Busch put another $260 million on top of the $160 million that it had through C-store. So it became far and away the biggest pace setter that we had. It appealed again to people who want a premium taste in beer, but prefer a lighter, more caloric friendly type of a beer. And then finally, the number one pace setter for the year was Starbucks K-Cups. And Starbucks K-Cups to me is a great story because it was only supported by about $400,000 in media. It had trial numbers of 3.8%, which on the surface sounds really small, but when you think about the fact that in order to buy a K-Cup, you have to have a K-Cup product, you have to have a K-Cup machine, and 20% of the population has a K-Cup machine. So if you take the 3.8 on 20, now you're talking about 17 or 18% trial, which is astronomical, and then 55% repeat. It helps Starbucks become the all-time leader in coffee K-Cup launches and the number one beverage through our MULO view this year. So great work by the Starbucks group.
Wow, Larry, that's a lot of information on all those new products. Could you tell me what are some of the selling points that have led to the success of them?
Well, again, I think if you look at Talking Rain and you look at Mio, it's the fun variety of water, okay? It's giving me my healthy drink, but it's giving me the flavor that I want. I love water, and I don't particularly like to flavor it, but you might love water and you like to flavor it because it gives you something to look forward to. It's something that's going to be a little bit different. You've got your water, but today maybe you've got a lemon lime passion about you. Tomorrow you might want strawberry. So it enables you to have variety, but also know that you're getting something that's good for you. From a K-Cup point of view in Starbucks, the real appeal for K-Cups is the fact that it's easy to use, and even though it's roughly $1 per serving, if I compare it to going to a coffee shop and buying a cup of coffee for $3, it becomes a great value. And where I think it really plays nicely is for people who have who have some friends come over, and you might want hazelnut, your husband might want French vanilla, another friend might want regular coffee. All you got to do is pop your container in, and everybody is satisfied. So it really works well to bring some fun and not have to waste a pot of coffee because maybe not everybody wants French vanilla.
Right. Great. Well, thank you so much, Larry.
Oh, my pleasure. It was a lot of fun.
And tune back in to hear more insights from Larry coming up soon.